Hi, I am Mandy of Mad Cow Mandy Designs. It is March the 2nd, 2023, and this is Stitch 51. Today has a disclaimer. I have 0 personal projects to share with you. Not a one. I haven't touched anything other than work for a week and a half. It's been busy here. So, if you don't like seeing the things that I made for work, this probably isn't the episode for you, but I do hope you'll hang in there with me because it'll be a short episode. And I am really excited about my lineup. The spring lineup I have planned has several new items in it that I'm very excited about, and I think some of them might inspire you. So even if you're not planning on going to events and being a vendor, you might find inspiration here. Just saying. Again, very excited, and I am going to completely abandon format today, so we're not doing FOs, whips, mail, and chatter. It's just all going to get mixed in here together, and hopefully the chaos that is inside my brain comes out in a usable format. Yeah, we'll see. So let's start with what I'm wearing. This is my Southern Skeins t-shirt from February. I just ordered my March one at about 1 a.m. this morning. So those are on sale until the 5th, and I love these. They're comfortable. I'm now starting to get a little stack in my drawer of them, and love it. So I did wear this last week when I went to get my infusion for the arthritis, and my doctor laughed. He thought it was hilarious and said that his wife needed one of these. Apparently she is also a yarny person. So yeah, okay. We are going to start with an item y'all have already seen. So again, everything here is for work, and I'm going to start with what you've already seen because, well, you've seen it and it's a work in progress. I have a bag of bunnies. Here's a sticker. You have seen my little paws out bunnies that I make, and well, here's his feet. And here's his ears. So he's just missing a cottontail and assembly. I have 5 in here. And this is how they're made. I make them in pieces. I'll do all of the bodies, and then I'll go through and make all the ears, and then all the feet, and all the tails, and then I assemble everybody because my brain can only hold one piece of the pattern at a time. Even though it's my pattern, I wrote it, it'll only hold one piece of the pattern at a time. So it goes faster if I just make all of that one item while it's locked into my brain. So those will get finished, and I wanted to go ahead and show them because my show is on Saturday. I'll tell you more about it when we get over here. You can't see what's over here. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, I have a show Saturday that I'm really excited about, and those probably won't be here. Last year I took 4 bunnies with me, sold out, and had people coming back to my booth asking if I had any more of them. So people don't like to place orders for things. I've noticed that. If it's there, they'll buy it. If it's not, they won't order it. Even if they've seen it and came back wanting it, they won't place an order for it. So I have those 5, which are the standard that I have been making. I made all those last year and everybody loved them, and now of course I've been making the bigger ones lately. So I have a medium one and a jumbo one that I showed y'all last week, and I don't know how much more I'll get made because today is Thursday and I haven't finished the bunnies. That might be everything that gets done. I am definitely one of those unhealthy people that does that hard last minute push to just make as much stuff as I can when I probably don't need it, but if I don't have it, I can't sell it, so I might as well just keep making things. It's a little unhealthy and I don't recommend that style. But that's a whole nother story. Okay. I was at the store and I found these buckets. It's just a little metal galvanized bucket. It was on clearance for 25 cents. They had a stack of these and they're sold in like groups of 4 for $1. When I saw them, I knew exactly what I wanted to make. I wanted to make carrots to go in the bucket. And when you pluck the carrot, ah! Oh my god, it's so happy and cute. So it's got the little green tops, and I am so thrilled with how these tops came out. Like, they just look so good. This is one of those things that I applied for this show 2 weeks ago when I found out that they were taking applications. So they opened applications for this show at the beginning of February. I was about a week late getting signed up, and that gave me 2 weeks. So they're taking vendors 3 weeks in advance. Ooh. But since then, I wrote this pattern. And I wrote it specifically to fit in the bucket. Like, oh my god. Ah! Okay, so springtime carrots, I have bunnies, like it just made sense to me. So I made those. I'm showing this to my husband in his office. He's playing with it and he's laughing, which is always a good sign. And he's like, yeah, people will probably like that simply because of the surprise of it. Like, you know, if you look hard, you can see his eyes in there, but it just looks like a carrot, and then it's not. I'm having too much fun, that's for sure. So, anyways, I saw the look on his face when he plucked the carrot, and it hit me. I knew what I needed to make. If you follow on Instagram, you know what's coming. If you don't, you should follow on Instagram, because I had way too much fun this week. The show that I am working at on Saturday is called the Jonquil Jubilee. I had to Google what a jonquil was because it sounded like food. I didn't know what it was. It's a type of daffodil. So if I remember correctly, all jonquils are daffodils, but not all daffodils are jonquils. Something like that. It's basically a daffodil. I made a daffodil. And you know it's coming. Oh, I mean, come on. So, if you know your flowers, you know that daffodils are bulbs that you plant in fall. I think you can plant them in the spring, but then there's something about you need to refrigerate them first so that they'll actually I don't know. Look, it's a black thumb. It doesn't grow anything. Do not trust me. Anyways, ideally you plant them in the fall as a bulb, and then in the spring your daffodil pops up. So I don't know, something about watching my husband play with the carrot, and I was just like, oh my god, it needs to be a bulb. It wouldn't be much of a change. Ooh, sorry. It wouldn't be much of a change in the shape to make it a little bit rounder, and then give it the little hairs, which is just the yarn that I untwisted and separated out the strings so that it kind of gets that crinkly effect, which shows up better against my shirt than my hand. And he's happy. Now, it holds its shape, right? Ideally, you wouldn't. Oh, it does kind of. It does that. It feels a little uncomfortable. It's a little bit better if you kind of plant it by the bulb. But there's a coat hanger in here. I posted, this is where I had some fun on Instagram. I posted me with bolt cutters on there saying that I was knitting. And I was. Well, crocheting, I guess. I crocheted everything except the stem, which I used the Addy egg for to make an I-cord. And yeah, there's a coat hanger that runs from up here all the way through the bottom of the bulb, and that's what keeps it upright. And I did cheat just a little bit. There's a couple pieces of hot glue. I put a piece of hot glue between the stem and the flower so that the flower would actually stay facing forward where I wanted it. And then just a little piece at the bottom to help keep the coat hanger in there, but I covered it with yarn so nobody has to know. That's between us. Nobody else has to know. And, you know, obviously this is not a kid's toy. It has a coat hanger in it. I did bend the coat hanger over so it's not just like a point stabby sharpie thing in there. Yeah, so it's all folded over and good for adults. It'd look great on a desk somewhere. Not so much for kids to be playing with. But I made 4 of them. Oh my goodness, I can't. Too far away. I made 4 of them. They're so cute. Okay, and I have 4 carrots. I have no idea how well these will sell. And, you know, it's also kind of one of those things where I don't want to necessarily be left over with them because I don't know if people outside the Jonquil Jubilee would buy this. I don't know. I also don't have time to make more than 4. Maybe somebody will place order for like a dozen flowers. Who knows? That'd be awesome. Okay, what else do we have? That is it for that stuff. And you heard me say that I used the Addy egg to make the stem of it. I figured out how to make the egg work. It comes with a little weight that you're supposed to hang on the yarn from the inside of the machine to weigh it down and keep the yarn going where it's supposed to go. I don't know what it is about that little weight, but it's the magical amount of tension because I was pulling with my hand and it was maybe too much tension, not enough tension. It was certainly not enough if you don't put anything on it at all, but pulling it with my hand while cranking was not the correct amount either. When I actually used the weight, the I-cord made properly. So, you're like, Mandy, what are you doing with all those I-cords? I made a painting. So it is 3D. This one is a pink jonquil, and then the I-cord, which apparently needs a little more glue right there. Yeah, I hot glued the I-cord. This is a burlap canvas that I picked up at the box store. I-cord, I made a jonquil and hot glued it all on there. And then to, you know, give it that nice artsy finish, I added some white paint in a couple of places, and I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but it is a metallic paint. So it's kind of like a white pearlescent. I have a better example. With this one. Oh yeah, look at that shine. So this one is a chrysanthemum, and I have leaves on this one. This is just a chain back here. So it's just a crochet chain, and then these are some kind of loom device, which I should have brought with me. Let me go get it, because I don't know what it's called. Hold that thought. Okay, so these little guys are made on a loom. I'm calling it a loom. It looks like this, and when you turn the handle, all these little blades pop out, and you loop the yarn over and around, and then you use a tapestry needle to pick up the loops along the edge or maybe the center. I can't remember. I was gifted these in high school, and they do say Knitwit on the back of them. So there's a website on here. I'll see if that's still any good and try to link that down below for y'all, but I use these, and then that's just that Red Heart Unforgettable yarn. I don't like knitting with it. It does weird things when you knit with it, like, unply itself, untwist, because it's not plied. It's just very loose. So yeah, I used those to kind of give it some texture, and then the mom, and I painted a nice faded background, and then my metallic paint again to give it a little pizzazz. And yeah, so having lots of fun. I made a mini one. The other ones are about 6 inches big, and this is 2.75 inches. So it's almost 3 inches big. And I made a rose. Again, I have one of these loom squares on the back to give it some dimension and oomph. And apparently it's upside down according to the writing on the back. There's a leaf. I just hot glue all this on after I paint the canvas. These come with a teeny tiny easel, and they hit the floor. Okay, 2 hands. There we go. Is that not adorable? So this is my spring lineup. I am hoping that people like it. I mean, I have bunnies and carrots, and I'm calling these paintings because why not? That's fun, right? And flowers, like, oh my god, this should be fun. Again, like I do with every single show, I am nervous, but I'm excited. I hope that they like the new stuff that I've brought in, but they might hate it. Who knows? I'm changing up my table. I used to take all of the journals that I make. If you've been over to the Etsy store, you've seen I have a lot of journaling stuff. I had 2 spinny racks with all of that on there that I'm not taking this time. So I'm going to have 3 tables of knitwear, crocheted toys. I hope it goes well. We'll see. I don't know. That felt like a really big step, and I just said it out loud for everybody to hear, so. Oh, yeah. I am still going to be making journals. That I promise. It's just they don't seem to sell as well in person, and people get really confused when they walk into my booth and they see all this yarn and then books. They're like, what is that? And I explain what it is, and they're like, oh, and they walk away. And anything that they saw over here that was yarn that they liked, they got confused and they left. So we'll try this for a while and see how it goes, and if maybe it does a little bit better without the confusing element in there. But again, I'll definitely be selling all of those online still. They do really well online, just not in person. So I got a little rambly there. The last thing that I was going to tell y'all about is my website. I was informed that it does not have a pop-up for you to add your email. I thought I had that. I need to get it set up. I just haven't had the time this week to actually stop and set that up because, I don't know, I'm not a web designer. I might be a graphic designer, web design not so much. So I need to work on that, but there is a button that says leave me a moo. And people have been taking advantage of it, and I absolutely love it. They are leaving their name and their email and a message that says moo. I love it. It comes into my email box and I'm like, what is this? Somebody actually mooed at me. So I got a good laugh. My husband got a good laugh. That was hilarious. If you'll do that, I'll definitely get you added to the email list until I can get the pop-up fixed. So, I'm a little out of breath. And it's late. It is after 4:30. It is time for me to go pick up Pepper Ann from daycare. So I guess I will tell y'all bye until next week. And thank you for tuning in for this really short episode that was all about work. But, you know, this is what I do. I've been working nonstop on work-related things, making all of this stuff for a week and a half. This is the yarny goodness that is in my life right now, so it's what I have to share. And again, hopefully something inspired you, maybe? Step out, try something different, new. And until next week, I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all then. Bye.